Ivon Ulibarri's 5-decade musical legacy, 3 award-winning albums, combined with her dedication to education and community in New Mexico, makes her a deserving candidate for the New Mexico Music Hall of Fame. Ivon is a visionary bandleader, an inspiring educator, and an advocate for social change, all adding to her legacy. She is best known as the driving force behind the acclaimed New Mexico salsa band, Ivon Ulibarri and Cafe Mocha. Ivon's musical journey started in Tucumcari, where Ivon played with local bands. In 1974, Ivon relocated to Albuquerque with the ambition to make a name for herself in the music scene in Albuquerque. Ivon quickly realized that being a musician required more than just gigging. In 1978, Ivon saw an opportunity to attend the University of New Mexico, graduating with a BA in Modern and Classical Languages in 1982. During her tenure at UNM, Ivon was a rhythm guitarist and vocalist with a renowned Albuquerque band, the Borgay Brothers, where she shared the stage with her brother and musical mentor, Mike Ulibarri. After graduating from UNM, Ivon took her first steps toward making her musical dream come true. She organized her first band, Amigas. But Ivon found herself living in two different worlds, one music and the other as a high-risk youth interventionist with Youth Development Inc. Teatro Consejo, a performing arts program offered to youth as an alternative to high-risk activity. Ivon organized and created the youth programs Diamonds in the Rough, the Puppet Loco Puppet Show, and the Pachuco Angels Latin Dance Review for YDI Teatro Consejo. Fortunately, the ability to combine her music with her intervention work provided a balance between Ivon's two simultaneous careers, and her musical ambition prevailed. Amigas broke barriers as one of New Mexico's first female-led bands, which embraced diverse musical genres with a strong emphasis on Latin rhythms and Caribbean styles. Amigas quickly gained recognition as the opening act for legendary salsa artists and Latin music icons. Ruben Blades, Tito Puente, Little Joe y La Familia, Freddie Fender, El Chicano and Chaka Khan, Flora Purin, and Ayerto and Malo. Amigas also performed at prestigious events such as South by Southwest and the Telluride Jazz Festival, as well as the Milagro Beanfield War Celebration on the Santa Fe Plaza. They were joined on stage by legendary folk artist Joan Baez at Caesar's Latin Palace in San Francisco during their Bay Area tour. Amigas is credited with pioneering the present Latin music scene in Albuquerque and New Mexico. The band ignited a following for Latin music, and the salsa scene in New Mexico was born. In 1993, the band, Amigas, dissolved, but Ivon continued her musical pursuit. New Mexico Music Hall of Fame alumni members of Amigas include Maud Bienhauer, Tony Quinones, and Pete Gabaldon. In 1995, a family health matter took precedence in Ivon's life, and her musical priorities changed, but the ambition did not die. During this time, Ivon performed as a soloist and as vocalist for Son Como Son. Ivon also recorded the song Cafe Mocha with Son Como Son and entered it into El Festival del Oti, the international competition for Latin music. The song placed third in the U.S. competition. Ivon achieved significant recognition by placing third in the Festival del Oti. She was credited with introducing salsa music to New Mexico. Her fascination with the syncopated rhythms of the congas, the bongo, the clave, the maracas, well, it inspired the new music Ivon was about to create. Encouraged by her accomplishments, Ivon returned to the New Mexico music scene in 1995 with a new band and her freshman CD, Cafe Mocha. This began the new chapter in Ivon's musical career. Over the span of time, Ivon Ulibarri and Cafe Mocha have become a prominent fixture in the New Mexico music scene and are renowned for expanding New Mexico's musical landscape by infusing salsa and other styles of Spanish language music into the culture. During this tenure, the following was attained. In 1993, the YMCA Women on the Move Award. 94, Governor's Award for Outstanding New Mexico Women. 94 again, Mike Line Awards, Best Musical Production, Contemporary Spanish. In 1995, placed third in the U.S. competition for El Festival del Oti, International Latin Music Competition. 1995, New Mexico Hispano Entertainers Association, Best Latin Tropical. 96, New Mexico Hispano Entertainers Music Awards. Song of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, Female Vocalist of the Year, Original Song of the Year, Engineer of the Year, Recording of the Year, 1997 Hispano Music Awards included Esa Mirada Coqueta. Vocal Duo of the Year, Ivon Ulibarri and Rosie Encinas. In 1999, Ivon Ulibarri and Café Mocha were the opening act for Tito Puente when he performed at UNM Popejoy Hall. 1999 visited Havana, Cuba with UNM Latin American Studies. In 2005, Café Mocha attended the 2005 West Coast Salsa Congress Seminar, where aspiring salsa musicians and singers were mentored by legendary salsa artists such as Fania legend and godfather of salsa, the late Johnny Pacheco. Along with Oscar Hernandez, director of the internationally acclaimed Spanish Harlem Orchestra, Rey de la Paz, Frankie Vasquez, Manny Oquendo, Bobby Allende, Oscar Bermudez, and Willie Torres. All significant giants in the international salsa and Latin music scene. 2011, Ivon was acknowledged as First Lady of Latin Music and awarded Musician of the Year by the Albuquerque Latin Dance Festival. 2015, the band performed at the National Hispanic Cultural Center as opening act for El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico. In 2015, Ivon Ulibarri and Café Mocha released Ivon Ulibarri and Café Mocha Live at Route 66 Casino. 2015, Ivon is honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the New Mexico Hispano Music Entertainers Association. The band was featured on the Steve Michael Quesada comedy television show. They performed for civil rights activist Dolores Huerta. In 2022, during COVID, Ivon composed Ponte la Máscara, a song about wearing a mask. The song was performed by Ivon's third grade Adobe Acres Elementary students. It was filmed and featured on the Albuquerque Public Schools website for the duration. 2024 CD release of Con Más Salsa Que Guacamole, Se Bambolean, was awarded Best Original Latin Song by the 2024 New Mexico Music Awards. The CD was also nominated in 4 categories in the 2024 New Mexico Hispano Music Awards. 2024 Original Compositions, No Me Doy Por Vencida, and Café Mocha. They're featured on the soundtrack of Coyote Cage, a film produced in New Mexico and viewed at the Cannes Film Festival in France and at the Vision Independent Film Festival in the Ukraine. 2024 Primetime Magazine featured an interview with Ivon about the release of Con Más Salsa Que Guacamole and about her signature salsa style coined as Salsa Mariachi, which is the blend of popular mariachi songs with spicy salsa arrangements and hints of traditional New Mexico interpretations. 2025, Ivon Ulibarri is inducted into the New Mexico Music Hall of Fame.